Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. We're on Twin Rivers with Zlo and DukeNukem. Zlo playing the Seraphim, DukeNukem playing the Cybern as he always does. So before we start, I would just ask that if you could leave a comment and tell me what is the worst thing about my videos, so that hopefully I can improve them. You can leave nice stuff too, but it's going to be less useful for me. So, let's see the game. Zlo first has just changed his build order a bit. Changed his mind, as often happens in subcom build orders. I think he missed a stone here. Very important. Not. DukeNukem. Let's see what we have queued. We have 2 NGs out, 3 more coming, so that's 5 NGs, then Scout Mantis Scout. So he's against Seraphim, so he can make more NGs as a start, knowing that there's not going to be any lab. Always something to take advantage of. Zlo is going to be a bit dangerous here, making 5 engineers, so he is at risk of a lab appearing here before he gets a tank out. But he is going quite heavy on tanks here. You see the 5 engineers, then 2 tanks, scout, 2 tanks, and we have second air as well. So Zlo looking to do damage and avoid damage to himself here early on. Making less engineers, so it's important that he protects them all. Expanding quite quickly to this side and grabbing the reclaim. You can see the reclaim is all around these, what would you call them? Boulders. Second land for DukeNukem. He is got a scout over here looking for a lab. Of course, there's nothing he could do about, or looking for a tham. Nothing he could do about a tham if he spots it here, though. Really, he's going to lose 2 engineers, so scout would be much better further forward. Mantis also sent in a defensive direction. This engineer assisting the factory just for a second. If you don't know what to do with an engineer when it comes out, sometimes you don't have the resources to assist the commander, you will stall power or something, you can just assist the factory for a second and then get him to do something else. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as he's not idle. Zlo making a bomber. Again, yeah, these defensive tanks, he's making sure he doesn't take any damage, lose any of these engineers. It will be quite painful for him because he has not too many. So defensive play, he's going to look to do damage with the bomber. And there's kind of a gap here. Oh, he flies over the scout, so he should have been spotted, but there's no air out at all. This factory seems a bit slow. Let's see how... Yeah, you can see Zlo is already on his 4th factory, and 4th factory isn't even started for Doom. The engineer goes pop, denying 3 maxes. And reclaim. And he's... Oh no, this is a vicious bomber. Who says you can't go second air bomber? People who don't play anymore say that, I guess. A fight here. Both players microing, and Doom just decides to peace out. He doesn't want to fight there anymore. I think that's kind of a mistake. Another dead engineer. No dodging. He I think he's only just realized, and this tank was looking for the next engineer who's expanding, but instead he's building this factory. Another engineer goes down. Where's the interceptor? Is over here. And slow. Oh no, is he actually gonna get right in behind that interceptor and kill him? This bomber continues to live. He bombs B-gens and the interceptor that's building out of the factory, and now it's hovering the inties over the factory, hoping to catch him just as he comes out, which he does, and it's annihilated. It already took 2 bombs to the face. 4 B-gens dead. And again, oh my god, that's vicious bomber play from Zlo. Triple vet on this guy. And his P-Gen survived. Cyber P-Gen has 500 HP, but it has a bit of regen. So it survives the 2 bombs. But damn, that was brutal bombing by Zlo. And he is basically completely unscathed. DukeNukem not only lost all these P-Gens, he also lost the engineers who would be building this Hydra, which you can see was stopped at 50%. He needs to pause there for sure, and just maybe even pause factories for a second and just get some power ASAP. Definitely pause there. There's no value in even having a single inti out if it causes you to pause or causes you to stall so much. He has AA out as well, so there shouldn't be any more bomber damage with all these AAs. He also has no units across the map. He's all in his base. This looks like a disgustingly good start for Zlo. But I was told bombers are useless. I guess Zlo begs to differ. And oh, we also had mexes upgrading, which were not paused as well while he was stalling that power. And now he's stalling massive amounts of mass as he assists them extremely heavily. Expansion to the top now. And over here, he's gonna finally grab his half the map, well, barring this shit over here. Still some reclaim to grab, he's gonna need that, and he's gonna need more factories. Let's take a look at Zlo. He already has 2.1k reclaim. He's taken some of the mid-mass now. Still some more to be taken. Not a bad number of tanks, but a definite bad amount of mass in storage. The ACU is still in the base. And he's actually going to get caught out here. Lose some tanks. Nice cloaked Celine here. Providing vision. And he actually has a tank in the back somehow, which is going to continue to raid. That's annoying. Don't want to have to send tanks to the back of your base. Another raid here. Zlo being very annoying. When Zlo's at his best, he is just extremely annoying to play against. You just find stuff dying in places that you could never expect. There's just a tank somewhere in the worst possible spot for you. T2 mexes continue for Doom 3 now as he gets some reclaim. Still well behind in reclaim. He's going to move to here, I guess. This patch is an important patch of reclaim to get, as well as, of course, the more obvious transport wrecks. More T2 mexes. He can't afford this power-wise, but he's going to do it anyway. Only 380 power income. He needs to rush this Hydro very quickly before he reclaims these crappy single trees. .64 T1 tanks for Zlo. He has only one T1 T2 mex. Well, the second one almost complete. AC is still in the base. Not contributing anything to the fight. and he's moving to T2 land. Quite a bit of power overflow, which you can use now for that tech upgrade. No expansion to the sides as of yet, and yeah, look at this. Look at this eco horn. T2 land actually almost finished for Doom, and he's just chilling. It is important to note how he's playing here, is that he's doing a lot of upgrades, and he knows he's likely doing more upgrades than Slow in terms of mexes, but so he doesn't try to attack or anything, send his tanks out across the map, because he's almost certainly going to get them killed. Better to wait, let your opponent move across the map and make the attacks, and you sit back, try and defend, try and soak up the mass, because you're not going to have more tanks for sure. And also, the closer he has to come to your base, then the further he is from his production, the closer he is to your production, which can go some way to mitigating the unit disadvantage you're going to have. Defender's advantage is, it's an important thing. That's a lot of units here that have just appeared. These poor mantas thought they were on a little defense duty, but there's an entire battalion of Thams just squeezing past outside of radar range. That's very sneaky. I drop to the top now for Zlo. We'll probably see this transport immediately drop the bottom side now as well. It's good to also have a couple tanks on board. Seraphim transport is very nice, given that it has capacity of 8 for T1 units. This commander is asking to die here. We have 27 tanks. That can kill an ACU. No doubt. No doubt. And 64 just in this tiny area can certainly kill this ACU. And there's even an air scout overhead giving him all the vision he needs. But he's not going to attack there. For whatever reason. He's busy trying to drop the back. He's raided here. Yes, a huge amount of tanks just in the back of Duke's base. He's killed this again. And he's just going to run to the back. He actually sees there's T2 mechs here. T2 mechs is here. Oh, there is one very sneaky trick you can use, which is you can control K a T1 mechs and then rebuild it. And if your opponent doesn't scout, it'll look like this, which it'll look like it's upgraded to T2, but you know, it's just T1 mechs. Sneaky stuff like that, especially if you're against an opponent you know doesn't send over too many air scouts, which certain opponents will do that, or not send scouts over. Drop to the back. Is maybe slightly redundant, given that he already just ran tanks back there from here, and now we have a lot of pushing across the map. I think he sees all these mexes and thinks it's time to use the units, because he certainly has more, but there's PDs going up and there's no RG at all. It's all tanks, so T1 PD is going to be pretty nice and should be able to stop a lot of these attacks. Slow expands to the bottom now, to both of the side expansions, and Doom now has rhinos set to defend. He's over here getting the reclaim that's been left behind, so he may lose mexes here, but we'll see. He also may not, because this rhino is going to do massive damage. Rhinos are really, really nice against T1 units. Of course, they don't miss, and a real nice firing cycle. And will he save this? I think he does, yeah. So that's nice, just more mass for him to reclaim. Slow moving on onto his second T2 Pigeon already, and it's upgrading T2 and his commander. He has several T2 support factories, bumping out Ilchevo. Another drop to the back, and there's still no arties, so that's not going to be super useful. Still tanks at the back to defend. See, this Rhino hasn't even really taken damage, and it has 11 kills. Over here, 11 kills in this PD, defending valiantly. And look at the bravery, just upgrading mexes, which are already under attack from a T1 army. Doesn't give a fuck. T3 land is on the way for Doom. He sees that the T1 is being stopped actually by these few rhinos and quite a few PDs. And now he's just going to skip to T3, which is not really that surprising. Let's see what the Ilchevo can do. There's going to be a lot of them very soon. There's already 13 out, and there's a lot more in these factories waiting to come out. T2 on the commander is done. He has 2 T2 P-gens, and he's going to use that power to make Nano. Still in his base. Still in his base. I think this many tanks can definitely kill a T1 PD, but he's waited a bit long, and actually there's quite a few rhinos here. 4 rhinos plus PD against only Thams. I predict a massacre and a mass donation. And if he even just targeted this, it might even be worth it, but that's not happening. And that's just beautiful for Doom, exactly what he needs. Again, this is rated. The one place he doesn't have a PD up. We have TMDs, very important for defending your base, especially in this scenario. A lot of mechs upgrading. They're not being assisted though, and there's a massive mass stall that Slow needs to fix right away. Well, there's quite a lot of mass going into this commander upgrade, but it's just not efficient to have all these upgrading at once when you're stalling so hard. It's a very formidable army now. Still, well, there's now the Zoos are coming out, but there would have been a lot more useful a bit earlier. 27 Ilshis. But the Loyas are here. Actually now targeting the PD with some bombers. Perhaps air would have been a good choice. More T2 air. Some gunships. Those nice Seraphim gunships, which are stronger than other T2 gunships. They have they cost a bit more, but they have more HP and a bit more DPS as well, to somewhat make up for the fact that they don't have a T3 gunship. They're really nice, quite a powerful unit now, and a nice option for Seraphim. We have 6 loyalists, it seems, and the Ilshis are poised to move towards the base, but there's a commander here, there's overcharge, there's all the loyalists. Now dropping some of these to the back would be much better, more effective than those dam drops earlier on. See, the Mex is actually regened almost fully. And Ilchevo can actually waste a lot of DPS versus these high speed units if the Loyas dodge. Oh, this flak being sniped by Thams. What a snipe. And then they get annihilated. We have a lot of inties, and oh my goodness, that's a T3 Mex. Please Please, please, please. Everyone, don't ever do this. I said it in the last cast. You just, this is just heinous. T3 mechs beside a T1 factory is terrible. But still amazing that he actually has a T3 mech. So if we look at eco-wise, DukeNukem actually has 4 more mass income right now than Slow. This is quite incredible, and he has 11 loyalists now. That's, I'm sure it's well able to cope with. Oh, well, it would be a close fight. I think the Ilshis might have some advantage, but there's two T2 PDs now in the expansion. There's more loyalists obviously coming out all the time. Bombers are being very annoying. Slow, one thing he likes to do is just have some route from a factory, an air factory, which is just doing, yes, exactly this, just spamming bombers. And also he has a scout mix in there. So what you need to do against that is build one of these, just so it kills those annoying bombers. If you don't do something about it, it will just annoy you for the entire game. And yeah, I can't really overstate how annoying it is sometimes. But it's also a nice thing to do as well on your end. Just, you know, piss off your opponent. Pissing off your opponent is always worth it, to be honest. Nobody plays better when they're pissed off, really. Bricks now, and Slow is just sitting outside of range, and I don't know how he wins this fight. There's even a few rhinos, but they're getting crushed. The brick is now going to be extremely good versus the Il Chevaux, and I don't think he can attack. I mean, if he just takes a turn and moves this way, there are some PDs. They're not too scary, and there's a lot of arties in here which can do a lot of damage. But he would then run the loyalists around and probably still defend it. So hard to know what Slow can do here with this army. It seems very out of date now at 20 minutes, and without any T3 land support. We are finally going to T3 land for Slow. He still has T1 mexes in his base. Does he realize that Doom has now 2 T3 mexes? And why is my game lagging? It's quite annoying. 41. Only 18 Lobos. Or Phobos. More of those would be nice. We have 3 bricks now, and they're gonna do insane damage. Loyalists much worse versus Ilshis than the bricks. Oh, this looks. This just looks like mass for Doom. That's what it looks like to me. He's microing well, not losing too many loyalists, although he's losing a few. The range difference is, well, I think they might have actually the same range, or it's definitely very similar range anyway, between the Ilshi and the loyalist. But it's the bricks. The bricks are just not going to be stopped here by Ilsheva. They can't do anything, the Ilshis. We have T2 mexes. We have another T3 mex halfway done now. And I think we should see some attack move NGs to grab all of this reclaim. Look at how much mass there is. As the bricks continue, they're basically taking no damage and they're just wrecking everything. that Slow has made thus far in the game, which is basically El Chavot. Now we have two Sultanas, T3 Arties dropped behind this beautiful wall. Look at all these walls. Amazing. And now, actually, Doom is now pushing out, interestingly, and we have just a lot of Sultanas. We have 4 already. How many Autumns? We have a single Autumn. Perhaps they're on a transport somewhere or something? No? Seems not. Here we have a T2 transport dropping 4 Zooies to this location. Interesting. The third T3 mech is complete. The back mech is now being ringed. And oh my goodness, another T3 mech, and we have another one upgrading. Full survival mode from Doom, and he is actually in the lead now. Quite incredibly. 4 Sultanas here, a shield would be great. Just to protect them. And you can see this mass getting sucked up. It is also getting destroyed a bit by the arties, which is good. Ooh, nice shots there. Yeah, these are very easily killed right now. If he could, I mean, he could probably just run some Loyas up there. Although there are PDs and walls in front of them. Maybe it would be more difficult than I think. But these are nice. They're actually going to kill the NG's reclaiming as well. But ultimately he can't deny this reclaim with just a few arties. So Doom will get this. Still only, we got what, 5 T2 PDs. A lot of anti-air going up here to try and kill any drops. Also preemptive PD to kill any drops as well, or do a lot of damage when they do drop. But he's laid on this side, though this is a vulnerable location. And he may actually lose a lot of stuff here. May lose a lot of mexes. There are 2 PDs up already. It's not going to save this guy for sure. Maybe it'll save some of them. Hunters being spammed out of this factory now. And actually, the hunters are actually also drawing fire, are they? Are they drawing the fire of the arties? Yeah, they are. As well as killing them. And no mechs has died. Some storage died. But that's all. Well, that just went about as well as it could have. For Doom. T3 P-Gen is on the way. Still more mass to reclaim. Let's see what kind of damage these guys have done. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Oh my god, T2 Arty being spammed in the base. And I mean spammed. That's so much mass just going into T2 Arty here. Absurd. More T3 mechs in the expansion, and we have a T3 support factory. What's Zlo up to? Trying to get his T3 P-Gen up, but he really has no power to spend on it. Now he's actually spent all his resources, and he has so much build power on this. That's why he had no power. It was all going into this. I mean, if you look at it, a T3 NG minus 250, a T2 NG minus 100, and he had, wow, like 20 T2 NGs and 5 T3 NGs. Someone do the math there. That's a shit ton of power. But he rushed it up fast, and now it's done. It did cost him mass income though from that stall. A lot of bricks. A lot of bricks here. 17. If we look slow, 21 autumns, that's less mass for mass. Actually, you can look at the selection mod here. 17,600 for bricks, 24,300. And there's also a few, oh, there's only a couple Loyas left now. Still drops coming into this location. And being very annoying. And 9k mass. I mean, we could just see a monkey rush here. T3 air is planned. I think, well, it wouldn't really be a monkey rush at 30 minutes, but we could see a monkey built. We probably should, to be honest. Monkey is quite nice for Sothems if you can keep kiting them. If they get in close, they're going to wreck the monkey, but you can do some kiting with the monkey versus the quite short-range Othems. These arties, I don't understand why he's making these, why he did make all of these arties, but he did. SAMs probably need to be distributed a bit more evenly around the base. One SAM under this shield. Maybe a SAM to catch all these annoying drops. Oh, we actually have them dropped in the water. If he comes up here, he can actually kill this mech. I'm sure he knows, and that's probably why he did it. Or maybe he put the command in the wrong place and the transport decided it wanted to drop in the water. Slow finds a rogue T1 mechs in his base and sets his commander to work upgrading it immediately. T3 mechs wise, we have zero T3 mechs. Oh, apologies, we have a single one over here in this expansion, which is perhaps one of the most vulnerable places to put it. But I don't see, I mean, this T3R poses a serious threat to these mechs, as I would not be upgrading this, especially without any even, doesn't even have Tech 2 engineering at all in this area. I think upgrading even all of this shit to T2 would be fine. We have two beautiful T2 radars, which mean he doesn't really even need to make an Omni for ages if he can actually, if these survive, they give coverage all the way into Doom's base. And there's so many T3 mechs, this looks absolutely fucked for Zlul right now. Somehow, after an amazing start, Doom playing survival mode. Oh, we have, look at these guys hidden down here. They'll probably even protect them from many air units as well. That might be hitting the terrain trying to shoot them, but unfortunately he can't reach these pristine T3 mechs from here. He could, I wonder if you could actually get a transport to drop here. I mean, it wouldn't be very useful, so you would just send arties to kill it, but you know. Here is the spider halfway done. I don't know what Zlo does here. He does have actually almost the same mass income because of this map control. He has more efficient mass income as well because, well, having mechs as a T2 and storage is more efficient than upgrading to T3. So the map control did give him some advantage in his ecoing, but he's so late to catch up now. He's already, you can see, 30k mass behind. How much of that is from reclaim? Actually, yeah, about 20k of that is from reclaim. So look at this. It's a pretty impressive army now. Oh, we do have the arties. Oh, is this T2 arty? We have one T2 arty. Good to know that Seraphim T2 arty is basically, I think it's the best. It's certainly one of the most accurate, if not the most accurate. A single T2 RT in certain situations can actually do mad damage. I remember once I played a Canis team game, and I had my HQ on the front sniped by a single or maybe two Seraphim T2 arties from across the river. That was, well, that taught me a lesson. This spider's moving out and everything has to run. It cares not for walls. And the Autumns, there's only 26. Actually, there's a lot more because they're all in these T2 transports, but the ones on the ground are very spread out, and that's a problem when there's an experimental coming. DukeNukem also now sending his... Well, he has no vision. He needs more scouting. That's... what? Celine's killing a... TMLs. What? 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 Oh, is there nothing that doesn't happen in this game? So we have the arties trying to do something to the spider. Missing horribly, of course. They're not really designed for that. Moving targets are not the correct targets for an arty, generally. Except maybe a moving army. But a spider bot is not going to really take much damage. The walls also dying to the spider bot, which is very helpful for these units following up behind. He could actually... Oh my god, what? He's trying to shoot the walls, I think. But they're too near. He should actually just walk along here and then he would kill all the walls, actually, rather than stopping to shoot. And he kind of... Also, the bricks could kill these walls very quickly. There's so many bricks here. It's just gonna take a lot of clicks is all. And the Autumns still doesn't really have much vision here. There's a counterattack coming. And the spider needs to be very careful. He doesn't know what he's walking into. And the bricks are still getting split by all these walls. The walls are doing a lot here to slow Doom down. This is very good though. This shit is definitely going down. Should target the... Is that a... What was that? Oh, it's just an Autumn. There's no experimental. Just Autumns for slow. If we look here, 43 bricks and a spider. And this expansion is actually dying to a mix of Ilshis, Autumn, and crucially the Zooies. T3 Mex has died. Over here the spider is still just moving around outside the base, and so are the bricks. He's trying to handle this relatively small attack when perhaps he should be focusing on what's going on outside the base. No! He notices and tries to retreat, but actually there's so many Autumns in range now. The spider gets melted. These bricks need to be microed so he does the most damage. He hasn't killed these mexes or this one. He skipped a T3 mexer. He could definitely be killing these, maybe even be attacking the power. But the bricks are going to do massive damage. There's so much damage going to be done here, but the problem is all of this mass is right outside Zlol's base, so he has to make this count, otherwise that mass is going to come back to hurt him. T2PD's defending in the bottom versus these bricks. If he can target fire all this stuff down, he can actually kill all of these T3 mexes in the back. And now the bricks move towards the base. T1PDs are a good choice at the front. They're super efficient, do the most damage. But we have a lot of T2PDs and a commander with nano and Autumns coming out of these factories. And the bricks are dying. They're also wasting DPS by turning around. The spider is here though. This expansion did die and it's being rebuilt. Over here we actually have Autumns being rallied from the island. They're not going to make it. And I don't know why there's T2 transports attacking. I guess why wouldn't they attack? But they're not going to do much. The spider is walking in now. He knows where his low is, but there's so many PDs. And he's losing so much HP. And the overcharges come in. And this is... oh my goodness, that is a mass donation and a half. It's low defense. These PDs are doing insane work. They all have vets. This shield also MVP here, protecting them. And the commander did quite a lot of damage too. At the back, 2 of the T3 mechs are dead and all the other shit that was around, but the other 2 T3 mechs survive. This one survived. Oh, 250 HP. Damn, I think a brick does 150 damage, so per shot. That's like 2 shots, 1 second, and it would have been dead. So that's nice, but it doesn't really matter how many mechs he has at this stage, as long as he has power and build power, because there's 2 monkey wrecks outside his base, and maybe like 50 T3 or 60 T3 wrecks got left there as well. In terms of T3 air, well, this base may finally die. We'll see. Slow is defending valiantly. He has a stealth field up here as well. How many kills? 22 kills on this TML. Holy shit. What was he killing with this? Well, I guess actually he was finishing off this base. And the PDs are still alive, and they're going to actually finish off these bricks as well. Surely. T1 PD is doing massive damage. The TML is firing again. This factory is a great target. Dies in a single TML. This brick does live for now. Just barely dodges the Sultan's fire. Oh no, that's a dead T3 mechs. Wait. Oh, it hit the mass surge and didn't kill it. And there it goes. One TMD is too far back. So yeah, after he pushed in here, after Slow pushed in here, the TMD died in the push, and then he just wiped everything out with everything that was left with the TML. So even though the first push didn't actually kill that much, it allowed him to kill an insane amount of shit with the TML. I hope Slow isn't wasting this. Oh, well, he has a lot of storage, so he is not wasting it. Look at that. It's engineers. Also, you can see straight building T2 support factories with his commander. That's a great way to add build power when he desperately needs it. We have an engineer drop going somewhere. I think it was planned to go somewhere, but these Autumns found their way into the back, into the side of this base. I'm sure they were dropped as well. 2 spiders for Doom are on the way. And Tota is almost finished. Chicken is much superior to a spider, and we just have, oh no, there's some problem with the orders here. This should not be happening. He just has spider spam planned. That sounds like not a good idea. I would want to go to megaliths. Also, I would want to mix in loyalists as well for that epic stun versus XPs. It is insanely good versus many XPs, including the chicken. You can actually micro super hard versus the chicken with loyalists. a bit harder now that they have slightly more range and much better turning on their, or much better range of fire with their guns now, but still loyalists are going to be strong. Stuns are going to let you, well, reduce the DPS and also get your spiders in close. And now Doom just doesn't give a fuck. He's just going to push in, send both his spiders in. The T1 bombers are getting one pass and dying. He needs to not run too close. There's a lot of Autumns here that can do a lot of damage. You can see the health dropping quickly. Drops in the back, killing more stuff, forcing him to react, and as he's pushing in with an insanely important attack, he has to look back here and try and deal with this shit. This chicken needs to be killed. Oh, he doesn't dodge that ball, and the chicken kills the spider. Again, no dodge, and both spiders are dead. The chicken is just destroying them. He's on his second vet now. He may die to these bricks though. I think he will. Let's see what this does though. Again, no dodge. How many kills will it get? 3 bricks go down with that. And there goes the chicken. Still, all of this mass still to be reclaimed. And now we have 3 more experimental wrecks. And a ton more T3 wrecks. Another spider is on the way across the map. Where's the next chicken? Here it is. And again, this expansion is gonna die. Doom still has not reclaimed this. It died to these 2 tanks again. This slowed him down a lot. Kinda hard to re-expand when you're making a death push into your opponent's base and at the same time. And now we chill just for a moment until this next spider decides to push into Zlow's base. Oh, there is actually another chicken here. Aha. I thought there was one missing, and he's gonna... Oh my god, I bet this one was upgrading to T3 as well. That was almost finished. That hurts. But then again, he does have infinite mass, so how much does it hurt? We'll see. I would like to see something other than Autumns. Maybe some spider or snipers would be interesting, especially versus all these bricks and a spider bot. Still, the spider bots are being built. Where is the megalith? Where is the nuke? Where are the loyalists? Still no drops onto this location where there are 4 T3 maxes, and actually we're pre-building defenses here. Not a bad shout at all when you have T3 maxes to defend, to pre-build some defenses against drops. Well, actually on the top we do have drops. Arty's also pretty good for defending. So if your opponent looks away as the units are dropping, then they may just lose them all to the Arties. The transports, oh, it barely survived, almost died on the way back. And now he just put 2 bricks on a 65 health transport. Things that aren't advisable. T3 maxes here should die, but it's going to be annoying to actually kill them because there's so much stuff that the bricks want to target. PD's going up. Arty's going to keep trying to kill the bricks. And it takes a few seconds to actually finish off those T3 maxes when he does eventually click on them. two Itholtas moving out with an army of Autumns. T3 shields are really nice with the Itholtas, they help a lot. But Slow maybe doesn't have the... Yeah, he really needs all this power. He has so much mass, he doesn't know what to do with it. These spiders are not going to do well here. And he's just eating these blasts. You can dodge these, especially with spider bots. Oh, actually one missed there by accident. You can see how easy they're to dodge. And some loyalist stun would be sexy. But we just have spiders getting crushed. And now a third one is out of range, so he needs to run. That's a crushing defeat. Look at this brick with 35 kills, dying to PDs. One T3 mech is all that's gone down so far, and just some irrelevant factories. And arties and NGs and stuff. And these bricks actually just got dropped somehow on the bottom. I think we can blame FA for that, not Doom. And one T3 mech is lost, and several brick wrecks are recoverable, so that's a win for Zlo. I think Zlo wins from here. He has to, surely. All the mass is on his side. Look at this shit. And he still has one full health chicken. Another chicken on his second vet is at half HP. He has a massive amount of ASF. Actually, does he have more? I think he surely has more. We have 70 ASF there. And yeah, 51 for Doom. And he has no access to the reclaim. We have finally a megalith, but he has no mass for it anymore. He has no mass for it. He also has some unstoraged G3 mexes. Spiders are so fucking bad. Yeah, well. They definitely did not do any good in this scenario. They're just not meant for this. So much assist on these factories, and I think, yeah, they're worse than T3 Land. They are definitely, and that's an ass washer. Well, what else are you gonna build? Gotta get one done. As the Seraphim, to be a true Seraphim player, you gotta build an ass washer in these scenarios. Let's see how much land we have. 75 autumns, 2 chickens. Maybe there's a third one building somewhere. But most importantly, we have an ass washer. Oh my god, the arties. That's a single kill. What died there? Perhaps an engineer. Didn't even register on the veterancy scale. Slow with the hover bomb micro, which was made more difficult, but Slow can still pull it off. Drops his bomb, moves out of range, only loses 7,000 HP to these SAMs and kills a lot of flak here. Some stray ASFs getting cleaned up. Yeah, oh, this could be bad. He's actually baiting these idle ASFs towards him. Slow catches them though. A bomb here would be nice. There's a lot of SAMs here now over this base. What does Doom have right now? I think the Megalith ate part of that bomb as well. It's not even being built anymore. I think there's nothing left. I think there's nothing left. Zlo is beginning his T3 artillery. His anti-nuke is built and loading now. He has 116 atoms. And that's it. Zlo wins the day. What a game. Bit of a meme game. Bit of a mad one. And Zlo had such a good start and then feeds mass in various locations thanks to not having arties and the PDs killing all of his T1 and the rhinos doing good work. The drops at the start not doing much. And Doom just soars ahead in economy despite not having any map control. Didn't have either side, didn't even have these mexes a lot of the time. And then these experimental pushes were stopped at the last moment, right in the heart of Zlo's base. And once he stopped them, those first spiders, and that huge brick army, once he stopped that, it was all in Zlo's hands with all that mass. Plus all the map control. So well played to both players. I do enjoy this Doom survival style gameplay. If you check his replays, he's done this a few times. Actually, I casted one on Forgotten Facilities a while ago. I think it was Forgotten Facilities. That was a pretty mental game. You should check out. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.